So I wanted to talk a little bit about the vortex. You mentioned that the vortex has so much in it, 30, 40 lives.
It's like putting a seed in the ground that is so much more than the seed that you might dig up and contemplate or eat, because its potential for becoming is so much more. And that's what that vortex is. It's all those vibrational seeds that have vibrationally matured and that are ready to manifest into see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, touch it. It really is more than one lifetime could contemplate.
Yeah, so my question is, with all of that in the vortex and being so much more than can materialize in one lifetime, and when you transition into the next manifestation, or
when you reemerge into non-physical, you're talking about when
exactly.
you come back.
And then, later, so that stuff is still there, it's still floating around, and then you decide to come back later. Is that stuff still there in that vortex that you're living now? Like, for instance, are my experiences now from previous vortexes?
Let's start in this place. Let us lay a little groundwork first. We talked earlier about how there's a vibration which can become a thought, and the thought is a further becoming from the vibration. So let's call the thought the manifestation of the vibration, and then let's call the emotion the manifestation of the thought, and then let's call the conversation or the people or the car in the garage the further and further and further manifestations. So what's in the vortex is the essence of so much manifestation, but it's a human life focus that brings it from the vortex into the full manifestation. So it's all this essence that, yes, does remain lifetime after lifetime, but each lifetime you are mending it with further determination based upon what this new life is causing you to specify.
So in essence, what's in my vortex, which would be different someone else's, could be getting sharper and sharper lifetime after lifetime as I put more clarity into that.
And attracting more and more. And then when you consider that, yes, you have a vortex, but there's a collective vortex of those who are present on this planet at this time, that much of it will manifest with the next generation and the next and the next. But here's the thing. If in this lifetime you can find satisfaction about knowing what's there, and as we just talked with our friend just now, not needing it all to manifest right now in its full form, because that would be a comprehensive, overwhelming experience for all of you. That'd be like trying to eat all of the food that you will ever eat today.
A choking event.
So what you're wanting to do is, in your now, bring clarity from what could be considered chaos. It's just right. The reason it's so perfect is because you put it all there, and in any moment in time you'll only experience what you're up to speed with. And so when you're up to speed with it, it feels perfect. And what you are up to speed with in any moment in time might not be the same as what others are up to speed with. Esther watched her college kids getting up early. They couldn't get enough snow time. They went skiing, they went sliding down the hill in inner tubes. They couldn't get enough of that. And Esther thought, I would have needed a month or 2 or 3 to do what they all did this week, because their capacity to enjoy was astronomical. Now, Esther's capacity to enjoy is also astronomical, but it's different. It's manifesting in different ways, you see. And so the collective consciousness of all of you is creating something that, as you return and participate in it, it's just going to knock your socks off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What are you getting at here?
It's just a lot of curiosity. So, I've heard presentations.
But bring it home to now. This whole conversation is about you and what you've accomplished vibrationally, And you couldn't have accomplished it vibrationally if you didn't want to bring it all the way home in terms of manifestation. So when we say to you, your vortex holds more than you could manifest in this lifetime, it doesn't mean that there isn't a lifetime full of wonderful things for you to manifest.
I guess I was trying to be more practical with more tangible and trying to understand it, because it just seems like sometimes things happen that I didn't know I wanted it to happen until it happened, and then it was nice that it happened, if that makes sense. And it's like, so if all of those desires, those rockets of desires weren't in the vortex, and they were from maybe previous times.
Well, it's more exact than you think. This will make it easier to hear. It's like a couple, he wants to live in the mountains and she wants to live at the beach, and it seems like there's no compatibility. And we say, everybody can get whatever they want. And they say, well, how can this be? Doesn't one or the other of us have to sacrifice something? And we say, well, if you think about why you want what you want, and you think about why you want what you want, there's a rendezvous point there somewhere. And so if you're not pushing against the other, then you're not disengaging from what's in your vortex. That's what happens with most people, is that in their belief that they can't have this if somebody else is having that, they prevent themselves from having it. And so it gives you a flawed, skewed idea of how it happens. Here's a good stream of thought. You can manifest as much as you can endure. You can manifest as much as you are vibrationally equivalent with. So if you practice the joy factor, as you practice the alignment factor, your capacity for pleasure in a moment in time expands so exponentially that really nobody will get you. Nobody could understand how much you're getting from a moment in time, because your capacity to explore it and understand it and savor it and bask in it and get it is uniquely yours, you see. So,
and anything you don't get to before you were to transition could, in theory, be waiting for you when you decide to come back.
Well, it isn't just that. When you transition, you're fully engaged in all of it.
So it's kind of like a reset point then.
When you reemerge into non-physical, your vortex is tangible. You see, what's tripping you up is you keep thinking you're non-physical or physical when you're always both. When Esther's father made his transition, it upset Esther more than she thought it would. She thought she had it all figured out, but it was really unsettling to her when he made his transition. And so she's lying in bed one night in the bus, trying not to make a fuss with her tears, not wanting to wake Jerry up, tears in her ears like the country western song. And she heard him say, Esther, it's really good. It's like what Abraham said. Well, those were really wonderful words for Esther to hear from her father, because her father and mother were not having any of this. They weren't focused on it. They weren't wanting to. It didn't really align with their religious whatevers. And so Esther wasn't trying to make them understand anything. But now her father is all excited to let her know that he is right now a vibrational match to everything that she knows. We cannot express to you the satisfaction that brought to Esther in that moment. And Esther said, tell me, what is it that you're seeing, Daddy? What is it like? And he said, here's the big difference, kiddo. I see people and places and streets and cars and things. And Esther said, what? There? She had pictured clouds and nebulous mist, and then she realized for the first time, even though she'd been hearing it from us in a lot of different ways, he was focused on the leading edge of thought with everyone he loved on planet Earth. You're an extension of source energy, and this is the leading edge.
So in essence, and what he's saying is he was with them. Through their eyes, ears.
He talked to Esther in ways that they had never talked before. They were at one in what they understood. She didn't feel like she couldn't explain it. She felt like he understood it. She didn't feel like it needed to be explained. And then after a few hours of this, she couldn't think of anything else right then to say. And he said, well, I'm going to take off. And Esther said, wait. I don't want to say goodbye. And he said, let's just keep saying hello. You're not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. There is no separation between physical and non-physical, except that physicals in their confusion don't allow, you see.